What's up, guys? Welcome back. So pretty much, guys, it is Sunday, and yesterday we managed to get some boxes in. We got some packages that arrived in the mail. I already opened them. I opened one box to see what it was, or two boxes, and we did manage to pretty much get the radiator finally. Unfortunately, I'm still waiting on the silicone hoses. I'm not sure where those are at. That was supposed to be a 2-day delivery, and yeah, that's been over a week already. So I've already contacted the seller on eBay, and we're trying to locate them, and if not, they're going to go ahead and send out another one. We also managed to get the 2 fans for the AC setup. I have another one coming for the radiator, so that's something else that I am waiting for. That should be arriving here tomorrow possibly. But we also managed to get the turbo bolts to mount it to the manifold, and that way it locks it in place. These have like a teardrop washer that where it locks it on, so that way they won't back out over vibration or any of that stuff over the time. We also ended up getting a turbo return drain for the side of the timing chain cover, so that way we can get that installed here also. So if anybody is new to the channel, I am currently building, just a little backstory on the car, I am currently building a 97 Honda Civic EK sedan, K-Series turbo, all-wheel drive. So if you guys want to see more of this video, go ahead and hit the previous videos, and that way you guys can get a little bit more information on what's being done to it and what I've done so far and what's happened with the build in the process of being built. As we've had some hiccups, we've had some setbacks, but we're just trying to keep positive and move forward. Yeah, let's go ahead and just shut up now and get some of these parts installed, so that way we can continue making progress on the EK. Alrighty, guys, so there's been a change of plans. I ended up taking off the turbo because I was trying to go ahead and start mounting the condenser fans for the AC setup, and unfortunately those do not have the hardware to mount onto the condenser or even to a damn radiator, so I have to figure that situation out, order new mounting kit. And then I also took off the turbo because I wanted to test fit the hardware that's going to be going on it, which I already did. And so just so you guys can see what I'm going to be using, I'm using these teardrop style locking washers and this hardware, so that way basically it will prevent any of the bolts from backing out at any point in time. I never really seen it backed out. I know a lot of people probably just run regular hardware and it doesn't happen fully tightened down, but this is just something that Brandon, we have shit up, recommended, and he says that he's never ever had an issue with that. So we're just gonna go ahead and take that precaution now and take care of that situation, make sure we have no bolts backing out. So what we're gonna go ahead and do now, guys, is actually install the oil return drain, I guess you can say, block off the plate onto the side of the timing chain cover. I'm gonna go ahead and get that installed, and then before tonight I want to go ahead and remove the pan so that I can do a bolt check on everything that's underneath the oil pan and make sure everything is tight and 100% good to go, and then we're gonna go ahead and seal up the oil pan. So pretty much, guys, let's just go ahead and get to that, and then that way we can continue making progress. Alrighty, guys, so the oil return setup is there. I already tightened everything down, so everything's good. I did put silicone on it also, just as an added preventative measure. So right now what I want to go ahead and do is remove the oil pan and then make sure everything is tight underneath, oil pump, everything else, you know, and just make sure the windows tray and everything else is tightened up. And then we're going to go ahead and seal up the oil pan once and for all. I guess not. Alrighty guys, so oil pan is fully tightened down. You can see the gasket seeping out a little bit. So that's all locked and loaded. Oil pump, everything was tightened in the inside, so we're good to go on that. Now it's pretty much just continuing, just try to make a little bit of progress. So I'm not really gonna be able to do anything tonight as it's already getting dark. And the only thing I really want to do right now is actually start mucking up the turbo again one last time, just to make sure everything is right. And then that way tomorrow we can head to G&J. So this kit I ended up borrowing from Danny. I'm not sure if I mentioned that yet. My homie Danny Darko. It is from Eastwood. It is a 45 flare toolkit that they have. It's around like 200 or 300 bucks for this kit. It has both flares. So you flare it the first time where it opens it up, and then it gives it for the second one, so it actually fully flares it like a mushroom. So this is the way I do it. So I usually put put some lube, no diddy, and then tighten this down a lot. You will need a vise for it to hold the flare tool, and then you just pull on it very slightly. From there you go ahead and go to option number 2, and then pull it a little bit more, and it locks it in and it flares it out. So I'm not sure if it's gonna pick it up, but it flared it like, I guess you could say like a mushroom, and it fits where the sleeve of it, so when you apply pressure, it locks it in to the nipple that's inside of either piece. So for instance, this piece here, it will lock it in to that flared section. It's hard to pick up, but basically it meets up very well and it'll prevent any leaks from happening. So once you lock it in, it locks in. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing for around, and then I'm gonna go ahead and bend it up so I can show you guys the tight radius that it really does do. So what I like to do is use the flare kit, or not the flare, the tube bender. So this has a locking to where it holds onto the line, and then you flare it to, you put it to wherever you want to bend it so you can move it around still. So I'm gonna flare it to my left over here, so it'll give me a 90 degree, and then it even tells you when you're at the 90 degree, so you stop. So that's 90 degree right there, and then from there it releases. The homie Pinche Enrique told me about this kit, and ever since he told me about it, that's all I've used. And as you can see, the lines in the bay, and now look at the bends here. This is a complete 90 compared to the other kit that is offered out there, where it's bulky and the bends are not even a 90, because it's like by the time your bend is over here. So it just doesn't make sense. Pay the money, get this, and you'll save yourself a lot of headache, especially when you want something to look as good as you really want it to look. Alrighty guys, so both brake lines are finally done. As you guys already know, I switched the lines compared to the lines that I was going to use. I was going to go ahead and use that eBay one, but it just was too flimsy, and when you flared it, it would crack pretty quick, so I didn't want that. And on these stainless lines, they really don't crack unless you over flare it. And here, on this machine that I use, or this tool that I use, it kind of tells you when to stop because you'll feel the pressure already. But only thing I need to do on both sides is put the clips that I need to find to lock these lines in place, and then pretty much just snug them down, tighten them down, and make sure that they are locked in, so that way when we bleed the brakes, there's no leaks. But as you can see, also driver's side is done, and it's around the shock, so we're pretty much golden right there. But yeah, that's gonna be pretty much it for today. Tomorrow we will pick up on it on the rest of the line that we do from the clutch master to the slave cylinder over here, because all that's going to be one line, and then I got to pick up some fittings that we are going to need. But if you guys are interested in this, honestly, Eastwood sells it, and it's about 200 bucks for this piece, and then the tool itself to bend it, it's about another $45 or so, give or take, and this is from Nitrous Express. It's up to you if you want to spend the money, but it's good to have it on your arsenal, because again, you can always offer it to do other stuff when you're doing, if you do offer brake line tucks and everything else. And as you guys can see, it does a really good job on bends and flares and everything. So yeah, see you guys tomorrow when we go to G&J, and that way pick up the rest of the material that we need to finish off the clutch line. What's up guys, welcome back. So it's the next morning, and I woke up feeling like dog shit, but we managed to get out here still. So we're gonna go ahead and head to G&J now, and pick up all the fittings that we need. I'm gonna go ahead and see if they can make the lines that I also need for the turbo. I have to get the water return and the water lines made for the turbo setup itself, along with also getting the return line for the oil and the feed. So I'm gonna see if they have everything there, so that we can at least have that already, so that way when we do the turbo stuff, pretty much we can go ahead and finish off the dump tube and the downpipe and make sure everything is done, and along with the lines, and I can do that with the cooling system of the car. Yeah, let's go ahead and head to G&J. But before we head out, just want to give a huge shout out to Gus Automotive Anatomy and Young Static for the dope collab that they had. I was able to actually cop the t-shirt, and honestly, just good people to have something special of theirs. And yeah, so pretty much guys, let's go ahead and head to G&J and get these lines made. Alright guys, so we arrived at G&J and getting all the fittings, getting everything for the turbo. Now everything can pretty much get set into place. As you can see, they make all the lines back there, they have everything, and this is the place to be in Ontario, G&J. And if you guys know, you guys know. Thank you. Alrighty guys, so you guys just finished seeing FedEx drop off a package. We got some other packages over there already, so we'll go ahead and open those up later on in another video, so that we can go ahead and get started on that. But we did end up heading to G&J. We ended up getting what we needed. You got the lines, you got the sleeving for the heat sleeving, we got the turbo feed line. I also got my brake line here, so that I can go ahead and finish off the line that we're going to do for the clutch right now, along with all of the bends and all the fittings that we needed for AN, the 10 fitting. You know, we also got the adapter for the turbo, for the drain. We got everything we needed pretty much. So let's just go ahead and continue making that clutch line. I already have a mock-up line of it, so I'm going to go ahead and take the dimensions of this and then go ahead and lay it onto that. I'm gonna go ahead and clean up the edges real quick and just make sure that we don't have no heavy burrs, and then we can go ahead and start flaring it with the kit again. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get to it.
Perfect.
Alright you guys, so as you guys seen in the last clip, we finally managed to do the last flare using the Eastwood brake line flare kit. I suggest if you guys don't have that kit, man, grab it, because that does save you guys a lot of headache trying to use those eBay ones. Even though people are perfectly fine with it, pay up and have this in your arsenal, because again, it will come in handy and it will pay for itself in the future. But we pretty much got everything, managed to get everything flared out, got everything bent the way we wanted it, and everything is connected now. So now the clutch line is 100% complete. I just need to take it off still, because I need to scuff it up and kind of clean it up, polish it out, because it does have the writing on it that it usually comes with, and I don't want that on it. I'm gonna go ahead and do that to the rest of the lines too, because those also need to be polished out a little bit once everything is finally complete. I still need to finally finish up the blowout valve, so we'll probably get that installed on the next video, along with starting to do the coolant lines for the turbo, and also the feed line and the drain line for the oil cooler, the oil setup. So pretty much guys, that is going to wrap it up for today's video. I know not a lot of things were done, but we at least managed to continue progress and make things happen. I did do the rear brakes. I didn't record any of that because I did it last night. I figured I'd get it over with, and that is done and over with. So everything is done as far as the brake lines. You guys did see me pretty much finish up the front brake lines and the way I routed everything with the hard line and got everything mounted. I just need to find the clips to lock it in place. And then you guys also seen me pretty much finally tighten up the oil pan, make sure all of that was in and sealed up and tightened, made sure that the windage tray and the pump was all tightened down, along with also installing the return side over here for the turbo. But pretty much guys, as I stated, that is going to wrap it up for today's video. Please like, subscribe, and honestly guys, we'll catch you guys on the next one. Till next time.